Live?
Good morning, New Yorkers. Looking for another beautiful day here in the city. Clouds to start talking.
All right. We're live. We are live. Welcome to Utopia in the heart of Bearsville. I'm here today. I'm Benjamin Jennifer. I'm here with Justin Love. What a treat. Justin, thanks for stepping up here today and chatting with us.
It's always nice to do something different.
It is nice, right? Yeah. So what's been going on, Justin? I've known you forever, but the people, who knows? Give us a little something. What's been
I
going
got
on
a
recently?
pop-up show for 2 more days at Newberry's in Socrates,
No way.
236 Main. It's right in the middle of Main Street in town. It's called Psychedelic Heaven, and it's psychedelic, and it's very fun. And there's about 60 paintings, clothes I designed.
Is this what are you wearing clothes you designed tonight?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's all
Can
my
we see this on camera?
designs.
Can we? Oh my God, this jacket is something else.
Thank you very much.
I really like it. You designed that.
Mm.
It's
I
beautiful.
made real nice slim sleeves.
Oh, I like it.
Nobody can get into them.
Okay, I had no idea. All right, so you're doing a little bit of tailoring as well.
I've been making clothes for about 10 years.
I didn't know that.
That's my
cool.
label.
Oh, nice.
Love. Designed by Justin.
And why not? Exactly. It's beautiful.
They're all one of a kind.
Oh, okay. Even better. Even better. Wow.
I can make them any measurements.
You can.
know, if we take your measurement and you say, oh, I want this fabric, you can make it, I have cool ones.
I love
I
that.
make them in Vietnam.
No way, really? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is it manufacturing
I
somewhere else?
have really excellent tailors
Wow.
that work and make them. Like that nobody here could make stuff like that.
If somebody wanted to get, where could we find it?
You can make me or contact me, justinlove.com.
JustinLove.com.
Or you can come to my pop-up shop or my
Which is where?
studio. I have racks of them in my studio.
That's incredible. I think I might get one myself, to be frank.
Got hats, shirts,
That's
pants,
awesome.
like stuff you'd wear on TV.
Yeah. No, this is very it's a
That's why
hostess.
I'm
It's like a
wearing it
host
here.
shirt. I love it.
See, folks, that's why I'm wearing it here.
Yes, yeah.
Stuff
Show
you
us
on
off a
TV.
little bit. Feel free. Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna find those.
How about that, guys? The patterns.
Pretty cool.
It is really cool, actually. I like it. And what's this T-shirt you have underneath, though? That's
Godzilla.
some Gods. Where'd you get that from?
This is from Thailand.
Whoa! What,
I
you got it
think
there yourself,
I
or
think it's Japanese because this looks like Japanese writing.
it's cool? It's like a
Godzilla
vintage graphic tee.
It's
It's
big
really
in
nice.
Japan.
You gotta tell
I
us.
like that. In Thailand, they like Japanese stuff.
Mm.
Japanese food, Japanese bars, all that stuff. They like it. But especially in Vietnam. In Vietnam, I live in Japantown. It's like being in Japan while you're in Vietnam.
No way. For
10 years.
oh really? Wow. How was it like the first time you went out there? I've always wanted to go there. Was it scary the first time or what?
No, it wasn't scary. It was
No?
exciting.
It's exciting. How old were you?
I was drinking age.
Which has only been a couple years now.
I was drinking. I'll tell you how exciting it is.
Yeah. Tell me. Give me a little.
Usually
give me a
you
little
don't want to go
insight.
to bed before 5 a.m.
Nice. Okay.
because it's so fun.
Yeah. So drinking age.
It's so fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't been out there yet. I really want to go though. It sounds like so much fun out there.
Yeah, it's very free compared to America.
Seasonal or what?
All year round. I say it's very free compared to America.
Yeah.
America's got so much uptight rules.
But don't you get in a lot of trouble for doing things there? If like you get caught with like weed or
No,
something?
well, in Thailand, weed is legal now. Is a candy bar is here. In
Hmm.
Vietnam, it's illegal.
Yeah.
But Thailand, maybe 2 years ago, was still illegal. But now they made it legal.
Hmm.
In Thailand, there's like so much weed shops. You could go on one street and there's 10 weed shops.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I don't
crazy.
even smoke anymore.
You don't? What are you drinking now? You got a little Coca-Cola?
It's Coke because I'm an American. I got to drive home.
You want that sugar?
No, I don't want the cops to give me DWI or something. You know? Hey, Nancy Kagan. How are you?
You know Justin, right?
All right, well,
I came today to try
it was
out
a
Pete
great
Kagan's
episode.
studio. I came to the studio and it's like lovely, clean, great sound, everything. Yeah, it's so good. You want to sit here?
You guys should come sit. Come on. Come sit down and talk.
You want to talk?
Come on. We're in the middle of we're live right now. We're live. You should come sit down. Come on, take a seat. Yeah, absolutely. Come on, join.
I'm a very interesting person.
Here, let me help you with this camera.
Yeah, come on, right this way. So I don't know if we ever formally met, man.
I'm Justin Love.
I'm Neil Ratner, the Rock Duck.
We're just visiting.
The Rock Duck.
Hey, good to meet you.
I'm the Rock
Hey,
Duck. I have a show on DST and on Facebook, and
Oh,
I've had two incredible careers in my life. I was in the rock and roll business, and I became a doctor.
wow.
And then I became the Rock Duck. I combined them both.
What kind of doctor?
I was an anesthesiologist for 25 years.
Wow.
I started office-based anesthesia. I said I would take people anesthesia.
Wow. And what?
Well, I started off, I was afraid of drummer, right? And then I was also a pre-med student at the University of Vermont. And between my sophomore and junior year, I took a job in New York City, and I had an apartment on 13th Street between First and Second Avenue in the summer of 1969. And I heard music coming from upstairs, and there was a band. The name of the band was the McCoys, and the name of the guy was Rick Derringer. And Rick and I became real close. And when I went back to college that fall, I said, Rick, get me a gig as a drummer. I want to be a drummer in rock and roll. And I was a good drummer. 6 months later, he gave me a call. I thought he had a gig for me as a drummer. He said, you know, I'm playing with Johnny Winter. I said, yeah, I know. He said, well, Johnny's got a brother named Edgar, and Edgar needs a road manager. And I want you to be his road manager. And so I started off as Edgar's road manager. Then I worked for a famous guy named D. Anthony, who managed Peter Frampton, Jay Giles, Humble Pie, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Then I went and was tour manager for Emerson, Lake and Palmer for 2 years.
Wow.
And then I started the first all-in-one production company. This is in the early 70s. Lighting, sound, trucking. I said, I'll do everything that a big group needs on the road, right?
Wow.
Including drugs and hookers. And I went and I did a big tour for Emerson, Lake and Palmer. And the guy who helped me put my company together was a sound guy for a group,
What was the name of that company?
Circus Talents Limited.
Circus.
And I called it that
Mm.
because a circus, all in one, right? And that was what I was trying to do, all in one.
Mm.
So this guy who had helped me put the company together, he calls me and he was on the road with his group. And he said, you know, we recorded this album, it hasn't come out yet, and we're trying to do it on the road. I don't have enough equipment. I want your company to join with us so that we could do it. I want to do quadraphonic sound. We got lasers, blah, blah, blah. And so I did. And his name was Peter Watts, and he was the sound guy for the Pink Floyd, and the tour was The Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm.
So my company co-produced The Dark Side of the Moon with the Floyd.
Oh.
And then we did a couple more tours, and then I ended up in the Harley Street Clinic in London with kidney stones.
No.
And it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I saw this crazy movie about an American doctor, and I said, I'm done. I want to go become a doctor. And so I went back to America, had to get into college, not so easy to do. I got into a college, worked my ass off, had a good average, but you know, American medical schools were very difficult to get into back in the day. And if you had a discontinuous education, you couldn't. So there were a lot of foreign medical schools that were catering to Americans.
What
Looked
age
around
was
the
that
world.
that you started medical school?
I was 27.
Wow. So a little
Yeah.
late for a med student.
Well, really, that's why I couldn't get into an American medical school.
Yeah.
So I had to go to Mexico.
Incredible.
So I spent 4 years in Mexico,
Mm.
did medicine in Spanish,
Mm.
and then had to take a lot of exams and stuff. Had to do a year of unpaid internship to get back into the American medical system. Thought I wanted to be a surgeon, did 2 years of surgery. And the guys on the other side said, you know, with your knowledge of drugs and rock and roll, you should be with us. And I realized they were correct. And so I became an anesthesiologist.
Mm.
Didn't want to work in a hospital. What am I going to do as an anesthesiologist if I can't work in a hospital, right? Looked around the world and I saw that doctors wanted to operate in their office, but they couldn't because there were no anesthesiologists that were willing to devote themselves to that. So I started office-based anesthesia in New York City. About 8 years after I started, and of course I did a lot of celebrities, right, in New York City, because I started in the cosmetic surgery world. So I did a lot of celebrities, a lot of music people. About 8 years after I started, somebody walked in the office that changed my life. And his name was Michael Jackson. And for the next 8 years, I became his doctor and traveled the world with him.
Wow.
And I realized that Michael had a real bad sleep problem. And doctors were treating him the only way they knew how at the time, which was basically, you know, sleep
Hold on.
medication.
Are you saying you're Michael Jackson's doctor
That's what I said, yeah.
for the last 8 years?
Not for the last 8 years, for 8 years.
Okay.
last
Folks,
8
you get it here first.
From 1994 till 2002.
amazing.
But I was an anesthesiologist. I was a sleep technologist, right?
Mm.
He had a serious sleep disorder.
Mm.
When I started anesthesia, the reason other anesthesiologists didn't want to do it was because it was really dangerous.
Mm.
There were no monitors. You know, if you've had any surgery in the last 10, 15 years, they put a little thing on your finger, it beeps, and it tells the oxygen every time you breathe, every time there's a heartbeat, you get to know how much oxygen that patient has. That makes surgery very safe. When you don't have that, you're just sort of guessing, right? So that hadn't been invented when I started. And there was a drug named sodium pentothal, which is what they used to put people to sleep. And that was not a great drug for putting people to sleep. And then a drug named propofol got invented.
Mm.
And I became one of the world's experts in that drug because I needed something to make my life safer. Michael was aware of propofol, and so I created a propofol treatment for him, which I did successfully for 8 years. And then my life took some turns. His life took some turns. We parted ways. And when the "this is it" thing came up, he felt he needed rat's treatment, and the rat was no longer available. And unfortunately, he picked the wrong doctor. And if you want to hear the details of the story, the name of the book is Rock Doc. And you can get it on Amazon or any place else where books are sold.
That's
So
when he
that's my
died,
story.
Good
right?
pitch.
Propofol.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry?
Is that the one that killed him?
That's the one that killed him. You know, basically, it's a drug that should be in the hands of an anesthesiologist, not in a cardiologist who thinks he understands the drug but doesn't really understand it. Didn't understand Michael, didn't understand the treatment, didn't understand the drug, and unfortunately, he killed him. Very sad for me. one of the reasons I wrote the book was to tell that story that I just told you, so people would know what the real story about that was.
What was his
Amazing.
problem with sleeping?
You know, his problem was his mind never shut up. His mind would never shut off. He could never stop the noise. And if it was before a concert or before something really important, it was blah, 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 blah. You know, and I brought in an acupuncturist, a Chinese medicine guy, meditation. My intent was to transition him away from the propofol, you know, into a better lifestyle.
Did he take amphetamines and all
No.
that?
No, never. Never when I was with him. As a matter of fact, when I was with him, I got him off all medications. That was the deal. If I'm going to give you propofol, you're going to do it my way
'Cause
and under my control.
he had a lot of energy.
I was an
to dance.
anesthesiologist. Well, and that was
That was just
also
entry.
part of the problem with sleeping. He would just get so fucking depleted, you know, that he just couldn't function properly. So that's my story.
It's
So
amazing. What's the name of your book?
Rat Duck,
And what's your name?
Neil Ratner, Neilratner. Also, every Saturday and Sunday on WDST Radio Woodstock, This Week in Rock at 3 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, 8:20 on Monday, 8:20 on Friday on WDST Radio Woodstock. You can listen to my medical minute.
All
So
right.
I'm truly the rock duck.
That's amazing.
Good
That's
talking
awesome.
to you guys, man.
No, it's nice talking to you. Thank
didn't
you.
think somebody like this was
Oh
gonna
my
walk
God,
into-
we're so
walk into
stoked.
this,
Our
thing,
first and best guys. Or no, our second. It's these two together.
So the part of the story I didn't tell you though is one of the reasons Michael and I,
Justin, thank you so much.
Michael and I had to part ways is because I got in trouble, and that's a whole nother story.
You got in a little bit of trouble?
I went to jail. I went to